Mangoes. That's what he asked me about. For a second I found myself confused. I'd never seen a mango, at least not in this part of town. And yet, he asked about it, as if he was looking for it. I told him that the best place he could find them if he was looking for something like that around here was probably, well, I'd have to say, the farmer's market. Yes, that's where you would find something like this. He seemed perplexed by that answer, but went along with it. At least I think he did. I didn't really know where he went after that. My guess was that he was traveling. After all, he was in the right attire for it. But who knows? All I knew for certain was that he had places to be. And yet, nowhere to really go. He didn't have a vehicle. Anything of the sort, really. More like he was just wandering aimlessly. And again, what do I know? I've lived here my entire life. No reason to wander. This farm had everything I needed on it. Enough corn to last me for years. Honestly, I didn't even need the farm anymore. It was more than I saw on that subject. What do I need to do anymore? It's not like we paid for living. After all, taxes hadn't been a thing for years. Not since the government collapsed years ago, at least. The man had came back, though. He said that he had found everything he needed there. That he had other places to be, but wanted to see if I was still here for some reason. I said yes. I was planning on staying right where I was. But I did decide to ask where he was going. He claimed he was going to Jupiter. To try to... Well, I never caught what he said. He muttered it under his breath. Although confused, I went along with it. Jupiter, you say? Well, that's far too hot for me. For, you see, we lived in the north. Which, now thinking about it, explained his attire. Think. An astronaut's helm with a floral shirt. But I guess it made sense in the end. He was going to Jupiter. I personally would never go. But I guess that's what he wanted. On another note, though, once he had left, I heard him humming a tune. It was one I recognized, but didn't truly know the words to. At least I think I recognized it. It sounded like an old Russian melody I once used to hear when I was young. I forget what the name of it was, though. Dark as the Night, I think is what they called it. A great song, truly. I'd recommend listening. I never understood why anyone would want to leave, to keep moving. At least, not while I was alive. It was long, long after, though. You see, I was in the hub, simply getting a drink, when that same man, he had walked into where I was at and put his hand on my shoulder. Been a long while, old friend. he stated. It perplexed me for a moment until I recognized that strange helm he was wearing. Ah, you again, the traveler. How was Jupiter for you? Oh, it was fine. Although, I didn't stay long. Got bored rather quickly. I see. And how was the farm for you? It was lovely. Nice and quiet. Does the quiet never bore you? I guess at one point it did. But by the time that happened, I was long gone and over. He got confused for a moment. Gone and over, you say? What happened? Oh, what usually happens to everyone. I fell asleep. I heard something at that moment. A ringing in my head that wouldn't stop. I looked up at the clock, but it clearly wasn't time yet. No, I had hours. This had only just begun. Or maybe it hadn't. Maybe I was at the end of this story that I never knew the answer to. Maybe I needed to wake up. But reality was always short. That's what made it reality. Maybe I just wasted my time sitting in a spot for years upon years, waiting for an outcome that never happened. They never did return, did they? Of course not. They were enjoying it, all of it. I never got to experience such wonder. I was complacent. I was happy. Maybe too happy for my own good. I stood there in that hub, perplexed for a moment. The man had already left, done what he needed to. The farmer's market. What a wonderful place it is, truly. You could find such strange things there. One day I found a coconut there, which was strange, seeing I was autumn at the time. Oh, what am I joking? Autumn is a wonderful time for coconuts. They're a nice surprise at any moment. And again, I was always complacent with anything good. Tired, aren't you? I guess anyone would be at this point. You're listening to the ramblings of a man long gone. A man long forgotten. As if it ever mattered in the first place, though. I guess that's to be expected. Life does go on eventually. It's just a matter of time. And time is short. It never lasts you eternity. It never lasts as long as you think it will. There's always something that ends it early. Earlier than you expect at the bare minimum. You know, I always enjoyed the statement, life could be a dream, as if it isn't already wild enough. I would certainly think so. Life was always wild, at least for me. But then again, I always stood in one spot. Watching as the world turned, I always found it interesting. Maybe I was always complacent, but I always found the joys in life. The simplest things that made me happy. Life could be a dream. Complacency is such an interesting thing to me. I always found it easy to come by. After all, being complacent is easy. At least, for some. For me, it certainly was. Oh, the joys of just being yourself. Then again, I'm the guy who thinks it's normal to, well, be in a farm for your entire life. People always wonder if a story needs to have a meaning. Sometimes it does. I think it's very important that things are understood. Other times, I think a story can be perfectly fine without it. Oh, but yes, I already hear you. You're fine with anything. You're complacent. You said it yourself. But complacency does not mean that I can't enjoy things that are strange. I can't enjoy the new. I always found the new to be rather interesting, in fact. Are you finding me tiring, young one? Oh, don't worry. My ramblings always stop eventually. Just give me time to enjoy a moment, will you? I think it's important for everybody to do so. After all, if you can't enjoy moments, how can you enjoy the longness? Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. The things that bring you nothing more than just a little bit more reason. You question why I sit here? Oh, simple. It's simply just because it's a nice spot. At least, I like to think so. Nice, warm. Brings back memories. Memories. One of my favorite topics to go on about. I think they're just the loveliest thing in the world. They always bring out the good. At least I like to think that they do. But the sun, oh, the sun. Some memories are seldom. Did you not know? Memories can be very hurtful. I like to think they are, at least. Memories can be ever so pleasant if you just enjoy them right. But some don't get that pleasure, do they? Some have memories of hurt. Memories of sorrow. I once found myself in that place. place of sorrow. Oh, but it never stayed. Oh, you ask just the best questions. You're a curious one, aren't you? I see, I see. Well, don't worry. I'll have many, many more stories to tell you. But as it currently stands, I find myself quite tired. Yapping on and on about stories from places that you would never even be able to reach. You have to admit, when you get, well, as done and gone as I am, well, stories can be tiring to tell. Especially when so many people have heard them. At least, people you know. Don't you worry. You'll be able to hear them more again. But right now, I grow tired. Maybe ask the man, the wandering one, the one I told you of, if you can find him. He'll have many stories to tell you, much more than I. Then again, I guess I always think everyone else is more interesting. After all, their stories have so much more meaning to them. More than mine ever have, of course. Well, good night. I hope you have a wonderful bedtime. I have to go talk to somebody else quickly. After all, they've been beckoning names for so long. You know how people can get. People are impatient. Don't worry. We'll talk again. But right now, I need sleep. After all, everyone's still growing eventually. You said you needed me. I heard you calling me up again. What is it this time? Who has happened to perturb your ever so unruly self? The traveling man's back. Oh, I thought he was going to be gone forever. It's great news, honestly. I miss the old fart. He always knew the funniest things to say right at the right time. Yes, I know. The world could use more storytellers. But we all know that they won't. After all, people are always so much more interested in the stories of another man. Fret not, old friend. Life will keep moving whether we tell our stories or not. After all, eventually we won't be here to tell stories, and somebody else will have to roll up their sleeves and do it themselves. Hey, remember what they tell us. Tell us every single time. I know I say it too much, but it's such a wonderful statement. How life really could be a dream. As long as we let it be, at least. You're right. I've been yapping for far too long. It's about time someone else take the curtain. Isn't that right? guess that's good night for now. Bye bye.